Hello everyone and welcome to the module 10, which is practice and exam tips. Today I will tell you how to practice for the CompTIA A+ examination, and I'll also give you the examination tip for A+ exam. Now, best practices to clear the CompTIA A+ certification. You have to take some practice test. You can download the test from the internet, the sample test, and you can use that sample text for the practice. Just try to simulate the real-time exam conditions, like 90 minutes, 90 questions will be there. Okay, for practice, just use Jason Dion 6 practice test. You'll find it Udemy, and also go through this PBQs, that is performance-based questions. Review the incorrect answers and revisit the weak areas. You need to ensure, in case if you answer anything incorrect, you have to find the correct answer and then ensure that you work on your weak areas. It could be chapter wise or module wise also. Best practice to clear the CompTIA A+ certification. Now you need to master your performance on a PBQ. You have to be fluent and ensure that you get 1 minute for each question. So ensure to complete the question on time. These are the common PBQ topics, like building a PC, the chapter where we have learned about the RAM, CPU, and motherboard, configuring the router, Wi-Fi security, ports. Now, troubleshooting could be also a very important topic in the examination, especially the error logs, analyzing the error logs. Final checklist before the examination. Ensure you study all exam objective type questions. At least secure 85% on practice test. That will boost your confidence. Practice 5+ PBQ sets. You have to at least practice 5 or more than PBQ exam sets to get that kind of confidence and ensure that you will be passing the examination without any hurdle. Now review the troubleshooting steps. That is the most important thing in BS, ODs, low performance, etc. Here, for tips, I will tell you that to understand the exam structure first, then create a study plan, use official study materials only, leverage free and paid resources. Very important, that is hands-on practice is very important for the examination. If you have a hands-on practice, you will be able to answer the troubleshooting questions, networking questions very easily. Master the exam topic, especially in Core 1 and Core 2 breakdown. Then take the practice test regularly. Ensure that till the time you are going to give your examination, you take the practice test regularly. As I said, 5+ PBQ set test you should go with to ensure the confidence in you for the A+ certification exam. Learn the performance-based questions. Join study group and forums. You will find the study groups and forum in internet and social medias as well. Now, on exam day tips, I will tell you what to do. These are the things I'm going to discuss with you. Now, let's start with understand the exam structure. First of all, let me tell you, CompTIA A+ certification is one of the most popular entry-level IT certification, designed to validate the fundamental skills in hardware, software, networking, and troubleshooting. Passing the A+ exam requires dedication, proper study technique, and hands-on practice. Below are the best practices that I'll help you to prepare effectively to pass the examination. Number 1, understand the exam structure. The CompTIA A+ certification consists of 2 exams, 220-1101, that is Core 1, and 220-1102, that is Core 2. Core 1 focuses on hardware, networking, mobile devices, and troubleshooting. The Core 2 covers operating system, security, software troubleshooting, and operational procedures. Each exam has a maximum of 90 questions, already discussed in this module, including multiple choice, drag and drop, and performance-based questions, that is PBQs. The passing score for Core 1 is 675 out of 900, and for Core 2 it is 700 out of 900. So please ensure that you score at least 675 in Core 1 and in Core 2 at least 700 marks to pass the examination. The exam duration is 90 minutes per test. However, CompTIA recommends 9 to 12 months of hands-on experience before attending the examination. Then create a study plan. Set a realistic timeline, for example, 2 to 3 months for each exam. Now divide these topics weekly, like study hardware 1 week, network in the next, etc. Also allocate day study time like 1 to 2 hours per day is ideal. Use a study calendar to track your progress. Always prioritize weak areas, like spend more times on topic you find difficult. Take the practice test every week to access your knowledge. That is most important. The more you practice, the more you will get into the concept of the A plus certification. Also have your revision regularly. Revisit the old topics to retain the information. Also use the official study material like CompTIA A plus certification study guides. That is official guide by the CompTIA. And also CompTIA A plus Core 1 and Core 2 exam objective. That is, you can download from the CompTIA website. CompTIA Master Learn, that is the interactive learning platform. CompTIA Master Labs, that is the hands-on practice. CompTIA Master Practice, that is the exam simulation. Leverage free and paid resources like YouTube channels. You will get Professor Messer is free. They provide free A plus videos. Mike Mears in Udemy and LinkedIn Learning. PowerCert animated video, that is easy explanation. Online courses like Udemy, Pluralsight, and Coursera for IT fundamentals will always be helpful to you. If you want to study from the books, CompTIA A Plus Complete Study Guide by Quentin Doctor will be the ideal one. Also, CompTIA A Plus Certification All-in-One Exam Guide by Mike Mears. These are the two books I will recommend you to study for your examination. Now, mobile apps. For CompTIA A Plus Practice Test Pocket Preparation, one and the other one is Quizlet, that is flashcards for memorization. As we discussed, the hands-on practice will be very crucial. First, build a PC. Understand components like CPU, RAM, motherboard, and PSU. Install Windows and Linux. Practice operating system installation and configuration. This will be very important for you to learn because most of the questions will come from Windows and Linux installations also. That too troubleshoot. Now use virtual machines like VMware, VirtualBox to test different operating system environments. As said, troubleshoot hardware issues is also very crucial. For example, faulty RAMs, overheating of CPU, etc. Then practice cable connections, Ethernet, HDMI, USB types. Set up a home network like configure the router, IP settings, and Wi-Fi. Use old devices for disassembly and reassemble practice. That is the lab practice. You can do it practical. If you have an old PC, you can disassemble them and reassemble them to practice for this. Then, number 6, master the exam topics, that is Core 1 and Core 2 breakdown. Core 1, that is 220, 1101 key topics would be mobile devices where the weightage is 15%, like laptops, smartphones, and tablets. The questions will be 15% of the questions will come from the mobile devices. From networking, it will be 20%, that like TCP, IP, Wi-Fi, routers, cables, this kind of topics will be covered in that. Now, in hardware, the weightage is 25%. The topics will be covered like motherboard, CPU, RAM, storage, etc. Then virtualization and cloud. The weightage will be 11%. The topics like cloud models, IaaS, SaaS, infrastructure as a services and software as a services, etc. Hardware and network troubleshooting, the weightage will be 29%. The issues will be diagnosing issues mainly. Now, we'll come to the core 2, which is 2201102 key topics. Operating system here will cover 31% of the exam weightage. Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and CLI commands will be covered up. Then security, where 25% of the weightage will cover up, like malware, encryption, authentication, etc. Then Software troubleshooting, 22% of the exam weightage will be covered in this. Operating system errors, application crashes, etc. These are the topics will be covered up in software troubleshooting. Now, operational procedures. 22% of the exam weightage will be covered in this. Topics like safety, documentation, ticketing systems will be covered under this. Take the practice test regularly. As I said, simulate the exam conditions like time test, no distractions. Review incorrect answers to understand why you got them wrong. Use multiple test sources like JSON, Exam Compass, and Crucial Exams. At least aim for 85% on practice test. This is important because it will give you a lot of confidence and help you get into the concept of the A plus examination. So 85% is what you need to target before scheduling the real exam. Now, identify weak areas and revise them again and again. Now we will understand about the learn performance-based questions, PBQs. PBQ tests real-world troubleshooting skill will be important. Common PBQ includes configuring a mobile email client, setting up a SOHO network, troubleshooting hardware issues, using command prompt Windows or terminal Linux. Practice PBQs from labs and simulation tools. Number 9, join the study groups and forums. Reddit, actively community for tips and resources. Discord group, that is study group for A plus candidates. Tech forums like Tech Exams, Stack Overflow, where you can ask the questions. Study with friends for group discussion will help you a lot. The exam day tips. In exam, you need to arrive early if in person to ensure a quiet space. Read the questions carefully. Some have multiple correct answers. Flag difficult questions and return them later. If you are unable to answer any question, you are confused, then flag it, leave that question for that time thing, and return to that question once you have completed all the questions. Then manage your time wisely. Don't spend too long in one question. Now, eliminate wrong answers first. Stay calm. If you stuck, take a deep breath and think logically. Now, post-exam strategy. If you pass, celebrate and plan the next certification, that is Network Plus or Security Plus. If you fail, review your score report, identify weak areas, and retake the examination as per your convenience. CompTIA offers a retake voucher. You need to check the CompTIA exam policies. So my final thought will be passing the CompTIA A plus requires consistent studies, hands-on practice, and smart pace-taking strategies. For these 300 tips, stay disciplined and you will earn your certification successfully. Good luck.